So today we will build a synth in the grid, very much inspired by the Roland TB-303 bass synthesizer. This is the result. As always, I added the ideas from this video to the PDF of tips and tricks I keep on updating. It's available on my Patreon together with the project file from this video and from many other videos. So again, we will do this in the polygrid. Now on the original synth we can choose between a saw wave and a pulse. So in the grid we will use the wavetable oscillator. I will turn off this interpolation, right? So now I can switch between the waves. Right, and again switch between saw and pulse. Then we will need a nice juicy filter, and you can definitely experiment here, but I found the ripple filter works best. No need for key tracking, and we will need a way to control its amplitude over time, so we will use the AR envelope also to the output. And I know that the original synth has a decay envelope, but trust me on this one. And this is the very basic setup. So we have a VCO going through a filter and an envelope. So now let's sequence this, and you can use a clip for sequencing things, but we can get also a nice result with the arpeggiator. So I have here a clip set with just one continuous note. And I will use the arpeggiator in the note effects section. And before we play this synth is a mono synth, so for best results make sure to have the grid set to mono. So now I can play this, and I can change the notes. Right, and of course they are not quantized or to any scale, but if you're already running Bitwig 6, you can quantize this to the project scale. But in my case, I will use the key filter device, so now everything will be quantized, in this case to C minor. Right, let's go with the 16-step sequence. Right, and now again, since we are using the AR envelope, we have also a sustain stage, and we can use the gate length to control the envelope time. We have here the gate length row here. Right, so I can change also the envelope time directly from the arpeggiator. Right, and of course now we need a nice acidy juicy filter, so let's add resonance. And we can here on the ripple even change the resonance point. Now another important aspect of this synth is the filter modulation. So there's another envelope that controls the filter. In this case, let's really go with an AD envelope. And before we send this to the filter, I would like to have control over its amplitude. And we will use the velocity of the arpeggiator for this. So we have here also velocity row. Right, so what we can do under level, we have here the velocity multiplier. This will let us control the amplitude of the envelope with velocity. Let's take it for now all the way up, and then it will go to the filter and open it all the way. And now with the velocity row on the arpeggiator, we can control the filter envelope. Right, so if I play this, let's make this a bit snappy. Right, I can control where I want to have accents and by how much. So we have a bit more movement, a bit more variation. Right, another thing we need of course is glide or portamento, and this we can also do per step with the arpeggiator. So first of all I will activate the legato glide here and maybe go to somewhere between 250 and 300 milliseconds. Of course you can experiment with the timing. And now since we have legato open or legato activated, wherever we have overlapping notes, we will have also glide, and with the arpeggiator, overlapping notes means basically the notes or the gate length, this is open all the way up. Right, so if for example here I would like to have legato, right, or portamento, not legato. course, we can add even more character to this with something like heat, for example. Right, let's just add this here. And of course we can add some effects to this, like delay, for example. So let me show you the final setup. So this is what it looks like. You can see that the patch is very much the same. I did add macro controls for almost everything, so you can concentrate on sound design. You don't even have to go inside the patch, right? You can just control everything from the panel, right? So I can create a sequence. Right, in this case, let's go again with 16 steps. Of course, you can have shorter sequences. Right, I can change the oscillator from square to saw. Right, again, change the gate length so I can add also glides. Change the decay. Right, I can even add rests if I take, for example, the gates all the way down. Right, we get rests. In this case, I don't really want rests. Right, add drive. Of course, add resonance. Change the resonance point. Add filter modulation, so I have here a global control for the amount, right, and then with the velocity again we can add accents. And again, I have here also a delay, so I can add some delay here. It's not synced to anything, so you can really play it. I really like the way it sounds. It sounds really acidy. It's a very, very simple setup, to be honest, but it sounds really nice. Right, of course this needs also some drums. Before I unmute everything again, consider joining us on Patreon for supporting the channel. Thank you for watching. Cheers.